Well, Dave, we are honestly now just weeks away from the All-Star game. Now it's the first day of July. When you look at what everything that Tony Gonsolin has done this year, being now at Dodger Stadium, home from the road trip, does it look like this could be a start that he could be making in the All-Star game?
He's doing everything he can up to this point to make a case. Obviously, Brian Snitker's going to have the ultimate decision on who's going to start that game, but Tony's having a tremendous first half, and every right to be an all-star this year.
When it comes to, we saw Mookie Betts out here just kind of taking some grounders and hitting off the velo. How is he continuing to progress?
Today was a good day for Mookie, hitting off the velocity machine today. It's hard in the sense of getting your timing, but as far as what we wanted to accomplish, him taking full effort swings, passing that test, taking some ground balls, throwing, stretching it out. I just talked to him actually, and he said everything felt good. So, I would say in the next few days, it's a good possibility we'll see him in the lineup.
Is sometime this weekend a possibility, or is it more next week?
I don't know yet. I think that we'll keep having conversations, and hopefully sooner is certainly better than later.
Coach, can you talk once more about Justin Turner's performance last night?
It was really good to see Justin carry us last night offensively. It's been a while since he's homered, and so to hit 2 home runs against one of the game's best was obviously really good to see. He's been playing great defense for us, and it was a spark that we certainly needed.
Going back to Mookie, are there any boxes left for him to check, or that you guys would like him to check before he does come back?
The only box that I would say that Mookie probably needs to check is to face a pitcher and get some live at bats. We're talking about potentially having Ferguson throw to Mookie. I think it's tomorrow, and so that's something where that's probably the last box that Mookie needs to check.
How much do you worry about him running the bases, tag plays, those risks being exposed in the 7th?
Running the bases isn't a problem. I think that it's more of the diving, and so if you were to play second or right field, being very mindful of not diving, and if he's on the bases, sliding feet first.
Sounds like he really doesn't want to DH then.
He's not. It's something he just hasn't done much in his career, and so he just doesn't. If a player, like Mookie, doesn't feel like comfortable with it, it just doesn't. The win for us just doesn't make sense.
How's Caleb doing? Is tomorrow going to be kind of his last phase for him? When he come back?
Tomorrow should be the last phase for him. I think I would assume it'd be an up and down again, and then sometime middle of next week we'll activate.
He said he was throwing today. How's he doing?
I didn't. I have to follow up. I didn't see Andrew throw, so hopefully, I hope it went well. But I haven't talked to him.
Hey, what about Vesia? He's just seems like he's been a real workhorse.
Alex has done great. He's a guy that certainly I've shown that I have trust in. He's been very good against left and good against right. I love his emotion. He's always prepared. He's got a resilient arm because he takes very good care of himself. So when you lose guys that we've lost in the pen, you need certain guys to step up, and Alex has been one of those guys.
Max hit a ball harder yesterday than he had all year by a good margin, and had another one that was like 107 also. How close do you feel like that swing is to where it needs to be?
I honestly think that the exit velocity is something, honestly, I just don't care too much about, to be quite honest. I care about good at-bats, driving in runs, getting on base. I think sometimes players get caught up in how hard that ball comes off the bat. For me, that's probably a question for Max, but I really don't care. So if he's taking good at-bats and has the mindset to get on base and drive in runs, that's really all I care about.
What can you tell us about Ian Gebbel?
Ian is a Houston kid from Tulane. Got a girlfriend, Jane. Been with a few clubs. He's got a fastball in the mid-90s, mid to upper 90s. There's a cutter, slider, and a changeup in there. Good kid, really good kid. I just had about 20 minutes with him. He's excited to be a Dodger, and we're going to run him out there.
Another Tulane graduate.
I do. He's our team president. So Andrew didn't draft him, but they certainly have a connection.
Your guys' challenges this year, kind of a lot lower percentage than they've been in years past. Is there a reason that you pinpoint for that, or is that just like one of those things that kind of year to year fluctuates depending on whatever the situations that you're challenging?
Challenge as far as win-loss?
Yeah.
Well, I think you got to give, there's certain teams we haven't played well against, but I don't know that answer. I know our division is very tough. I think we have a very good division. There's been inconsistencies with us offensively. Outside of that, I just think that we just got to play consistent, better baseball.
Video challenge.
Yeah, replay review.
Oh, God.
Replay reviews.
Oh, that challenge. I'm hoping it starts to even out. We just been on the short end a lot, but we're working through it.
Are there things like when you miss a lot more than usual that you guys kind of have to evaluate the process of
No.
or anything like that?
Yeah, we're still talking through it, but ultimately, I make the decision to challenge or not challenge, and I haven't been very good, so I'll continue to work through it.
It seems like you guys have maybe been doing it a little more than usual. Is that on purpose? Or you're
I think
being-
it's just more the game situation. When you're talking about the 5th of the 6th inning, you have a free win coming in the 8th. That's more of you trying to push the envelope a little bit. You don't feel like there's much cost. There's been a couple I've challenged to potentially get one of our guys a hit. So I think that I would want a manager to do that for me. And other ones we just haven't, fared well.
On that one last night, is that one where Chris thought he got hit and you're
He
getting
did.
input from the player?
He thought he got hit, and so he's got 2 strikes on him. He says he gets hit, so I knew that the unlikelihood of it being overturned were small, but I'm going to believe the player and take a shot. And it didn't cost us, but we didn't win it though.
How hard is it to balance when a player thinks the call is wrong and you have to have 20 seconds to try to figure out if they're right? How much input do you put in that and balance that part of it?
Well, if you get hit, that Justin, that same happened to Justin a few weeks ago. That's hard to kind of debate. I know a player knows when he gets hit. The out safe call when you're a tag play, those are more. I don't really listen to the players much. But as far as getting hit by a pitch, I have more. I think that they're more right than wrong.
One more. When you do it kind of early in the game, is there do you want to be more certain about it when you do it as opposed to?
I just think that the replays that we've got early in the game, there are a couple plays at third base. We felt that it was clear that our guy was safe or out, and it was upheld. So I don't know if it's a Major League Baseball thing or it's a Dodger thing. All I know is that our process, when we see something, our guys see something, they're going to give me their thoughts and I'll make a decision.
And that process hasn't changed.
No, the only thing that's changed, I think, this year we only have 20 seconds, where last year it was 25. So it happens quick.
How often with that, how many, do you know how many views, the replay guys get?
It's actually different. The views that you get is, as far as I understand it, national games you get more views, more looks. A game that's not national, we're not getting very good angles, many angles, and then
Your
the
guys-
umpires are not getting either.
Your guys in the back
That's
row.
right. So that kind of explains a little bit where the guys in New York can't make an overturn because they're not getting all the angles.
How close is McKinsey?
Zach moved around really well today, so I would assume he'd go out on an assignment here in a couple days. Very close.